All right, so we're good on the Facebook. Let's make that live too as well. All right, that works. This will be the time that I'll call up the first priest to come up and state his registry. All right. This will be the time that we'll grab the wine. All right. What you would do, the first priest would hand the wine to the young man in the middle, of course. All right. But I'll be doing all of this, all right, for time's sake as well. All right. And for future references of course, for the brothers watching, you'll have the cup of wine or the chalice of wine in your hand with your left hand, and you'll extend it out. And then you'll take your right hand and you'll put it over your left chest, just like this, like a fist over your left chest. And you'll extend your left hand with the chalice of wine, and you would say, La Yashala. All right. So I'm going to just go through the procedure. La Yashala. Imadium, which means to stand. Wapanyahak Wadam, and face the east. What we're going to do is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Abanawa. Shemaya.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Quadat.
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 Aqua.
Haya, Shamka. Make so Salakia. When I say it, you guys repeat after me. All right. So Haya.
Haya.
Haya, Aka.
Shaka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Baba'a.
Saba'a.
Batazayaka.
Batazayaka.
Haya.
Haya.
Aisha. Rataza.
Aisha. Rataza.
Sawa. Haya. Bayam Slaki Bashamayam. Nathemanawa.
Bashamayam. Nathamanayam.
Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalakamawa.
Lakam.
Kal.
Kasalakinawa.
Wala'a. Babaya'a Nawa. Banasayawan. Abor. Hawashai Nawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. wa ta para la awalumyum aman. So like it for time's sake, just follow along. I see that there may be like a delay in when I say it. So just for time, so since we're online, all right, it's just a little bit delay. I will go through it and you guys just follow along, but continue to face the east, all right?
Kana.
Most High in Christ. All right, in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. We're going to get Hakak, the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh, Bubble Kwashah, Nathanawa, Hakak, Lava Pa'a, Ka Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hatmatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwiyam, Hamakium, Hakak, Avakawa, Hatama'ala, Ladavashan, Bashim Yahweh, the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. When we get Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, all Hohoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al Yathan, Lamarat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemoraka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Shawamor, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemoraka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarat, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamoraka, Makao Rai, Yashamor, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Taza'aka, Baba Wa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Iwalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and not coming in. From this time forth, and even forevermore, so be it. We're going to get Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damayalaka, al tacharash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, awayabyaka, yahama yawan, ra'ash, al aimaka, ya irayumwa, sawad, wayata ya'ai tazawa, al tazapawanyaka, amorwa, lakawa, wanakakidam, magoya, wala'a, yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yakadwa, Awyaka, Barya, Yakorathwa, Aholya, Slakya, Yakorathwa, Aholya, Adaram, Wayashamailayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabor, Wa'imawan, Wa'imalak, Palashat, Anyashabya, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zavarai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'a, Kayabian, Manachal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayan, Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Narayamawa, Ka'irab, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazazalmanai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashur, Amorawa, Nayavasha, Lanawa, Afna'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagaldala, Kakrash, Lapanya Racha, Ka'ash, Taba'ira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Hoyam, Khan, the Radama, Basa'ivaka, Wabasawapatka, Babahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ay, Wayakhaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'awa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kal Rataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Ored, and like Zeed, yea, all their princes as Abba, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, as the flames set up the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. So now you guys can face back to me. Sar, which means to turn. You can face towards me. All right. Yeshabium. Yeshabium, which means to be seated. All right. So I'm gonna call the brother up. Young man Kenny, come up and state your registry.
Young man Kenny, Bun Yehuda, Bun Yashab.
Khan, make sure that's Tawab. Make sure you're Amadim Shabbat. Remember, hands behind your back, like and your fists are gonna look like this. All right.
Khan, I don't
All
want
right. Now state your registry.
Young man Kenny, Bun Yehuda, Bun Yashab.
Ban Yahawada.
Bun Yahawada, Bun Yashab.
Khan, try it from the top one more time. Young
man Kenny, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yashab.
Khan. Young man Kenny, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. Now what you would do is you're going to snap to Amadium. Amadium is feet together, and your fists are going to be to your side, right? And then once you snap to Amadium, then you're going to go to Barak. And your Barak will be your right fist over your left chest. That's Barak. All right? And then you're going to salute me.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Barakatah. All right. Now, Yeshavim, you can be seated. All right, so I'm going to get these scriptures in the Hebrew first. We're going to be in Isaiah chapter 4. We're going to start at verse 1. All right. All right. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Waha Kazakwa Shabai Nashayam Ba'ayash Achad Bayawam Hahawa'a La Amor La Hamanwa Wa Akal Wa Shamalathan. It's like it. Wa Shamalathanwa Nalabash Rock, Yakora'ah, Shamka, Al Yunwa, Asap, Arapathunwa. Verse 2. Yawam, Hahawa'a, Yahweh, Tazamak, Yahweh, Watazababya, Walla Kababat, Slakia, Kabawad, Walla Kabawad, Waparya, Arataza, Lava Aran, Walla Parat, Slakia, Walla Pa'arat, La Pala, Slakia, La Pala Yatath, Yasha'ala. Verse 3, where Yahya, it's like a where Yahya, Hana Sha'ar, Batazawan, Hava it's like it, where Hana Nawathar, but Yerushalayim, Quadash, Ya'amar, Lawal, Kal, Hakathawar, Hakathawab, it's like it, Wahakathawab, Hakathawab, there's no word there, Hakathawab, Lachayayam, Yerushalayim. Verse 4. Rachataza, Adanya, Taza'ath, Banawath, Tazawan, Wa'ath, Damya, Yasha'ala, Slakia, Yerushalayim, Yerayak, Bakarabah, Barak, Slakia, Barak, Mashapat, Barak, Ba'ir. Verse 5. Wabara'ah, Yahweh, Al, Kal, Makawan, Harad, Tazayawan, Wa'al, Makara'ah, Ainan, Yawamma, Wa'aishan, Wanaga, Ash, Lahaba, Layala, Kaya, Al, Kal, Kabawad, Khapa. Verse 6. Wasaka, Bahaya, Latazal, Yawamma, Macharab, Walla, it's like it, Walla Khasa, it's like it, Walla Machasa, Walla Masathawar, Mazaram, Ram Mamatar. All right. Now, man, Kenny, you can read it in the English. Now, usually, before the brother starts reading, 1 second, Salaki, before the brother starts reading, usually it's 7 verses, all right? But I'm gonna let the brother do the 6 because this is the end of the chapter, and then I'll get young man Darnell to state his registry, then he'll do 7, and then of course then you'll get to do a 7, all right? But go ahead, you can continue reading.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Verse 2. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. Verse 3. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy, even every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. Verse 4. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. Verse 5. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. Verse 6. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert, Salakia, from storm and from rain. That concludes the reading.
Khan, Most High in Christ. That's it on that. All right. All right. A Madium, which means to stand just me up here. Now, in this case, of course, it's just me. Now, of course, well, it's just me standing up here. Now, if it was just more than one brother up here, usually there's three brothers, right? There's usually three brothers up here. It would be the head priest and the other priest, and the young man would be in the middle, or the trooper or the youngest officer would be in the middle. All right. We would all stand. He would leave the podium once we get another brother up here to state his registry. All right. In this case, that doesn't have to be. In this case, since we're online, it doesn't have to be done exactly like that. But of course, at an actual Sabbath service, which we will have, of course, it will be done as so. All right. And then you guys will learn those procedures. All right. So, young man Darnell, Ahmadian, and state your registry. For young man Kenny, you can take Yashab, you can take a seat. You can sit down.
Young man Darnell, Ban Yawahara, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasharala.
Young man Darnell, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala. Now you will go to Ahmadian, and then Barak, and you will
Barak.
salute.
Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatha.
Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham, or it's like a Barakatha. All right. Yashabium, we can now be seated. I'm going to get these next 7 verses. We're going to be in Isaiah chapter 5. Isaiah chapter verse 1. Ashayara, Na'a, Ladayadya, Shayara, Dawadaya. It's like a Dawadaya. Shayara, Dawadaya, Ramwa, Karam, Hayat, Layad, it's like a Layad, Dayadya, Bakaran, Dan, Shaman. Verse 2. Waya Isaac Waya Sharak Waya Ban, like Waya Ban Magadal Batharakwa Wagam Ya Khatazab Bawa Wayakwa La Aishawa Ainabium Wasa Aisha, it's like a Waya Aisha Ba Ayashim. Verse 3. Wa Aitha Yawashab Yarashalam Wa Ayash Yahawada Shapatwa Ba'a Bayanya Wabayan Karamya. Verse 4. Ma La Aisha Aywa La Karamya Wala Aishayafya Bawa Madawai Kowayafya La Aisha Ainabium Waya Aisha Ba Ayashim. Verse 5. Wa Aita Awada Yaaya Na'a Akam Ashar Anya Aisha Hasar Mashawakatwa Wahaya Labair Parataza Parataza Gadarwa Wahaya La Lavama Slakia La Maramas. Verse 6. Wa Ayasha Wa Sawa Bathala Ya Yazamar Wa La'a Ya Aidar Wa Aila Shamayar Washayath Wa'al Ha'aibim Atara Slakin Maha Matayar Ayua Matar. Verse 7. Kaya Karam Yahweh Tazaba'awat Baya Yasha'ala Wa Ayash Yahweh Natai, Sha Ashara, Slakia, Sha Ashara, Wayawa, La Mashapat, Wahana, Mashapak, La Taza, Slakia, La Taza the Kwa, Wahana, Taza Ikwa. All right, go ahead, young man.
Isaiah chapter 5 in the English, verse 1. Now will I sing to my well-beloved, a song of beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard and a very fruitful hill. Verse 2. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof and planted it with the choicest vine and built a tower in the midst of it and also made a winepress therein. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. Verse 3. And now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. Verse 4. What could have been done more to my vineyard, that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. Verse 5. And now go to, and I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. Verse 6. And I will lay it waste, and it shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. Verse 7. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah, his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold, a cry.
Most High Christ, the water.
Close, Marie.
Come, Most High Christ, the water, the water. All right. Imagine which means the third. Just me up here. Let's start on verse 8. All right. For young man down now, you can be seated. Your shop. Young man Kenny, you be coming back up. State your registry.
Young man Kenny Bun Yahawada Bun Yashrala.
Young man Kenny Bun Yahawada Bun Yashrala. Go ahead, chapter Amadim to Barak and salute.
Yahawah Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabarakatah. All right, Yashab which needs to be seated. All right, let's get these other 7 verses. Starting at verse 8, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 8. Hawaya, Magayaya, Baya, Babaya, Shada, Bashada, Yakorayabwa, Aid, Apas, Makawam, Wahaba Slakia, Hawa Shabathma, Labadkam, Bakarab, Ha'araptasa. Verse 9. Ba'azanya Yahweh Tazaba'arath La'a Bathyam Bathyam Rabyam Yashama Slaki Lashama Yahayawa Gadalyam what Tazawab Slaki what Tawabyam Ma'ayan Yawashab. Verse 10. Kaya Aisharaf Tazamadya Karam Ya Aisha wa Baf Achaf Wazarai Khamar Ya Aisha Ayapa. Verse 11. Hawaya Mashak Yamya Bakawar. It's like your Bakwar Shakar Yaradakwa Ba'akharya Banashap. It's like a Banashap Yayan Yadala. It's like it Yadala Yakma. Verse 12, Wahaya kana war, wanna ball. It's like you wanna ball, fap. What color y'all? Where you young? Mashata yam. Wa pa'al Yahweh la'a. Yabayat wa. Wara asha. Yabywa la'a. Verse 13. Lakan gala. I'm ya. Mabalya. Da'if. What cover? It's like it. What cover wadwa mafia ra'ai wama wanwa tazakha tazaba'a. Verse 14. Lakan hava khayaba sha'awal na pasha wa pa'ira paya labala. It's like labalya khak wa yarad harada. It's like it hadara wa hama wana. It's like it. Waham mawana. Washa awana. Washa awana. Ala what alas. It's like it. What alas. Baha. All right. Go ahead, reading from verse 8 in the English.
Khan, I don't want Khan. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 8 in the English. Woe unto them that join house to house, that lay field to field, till there be no place, that they may be placed alone in the midst of the earth. Verse 9. In my ears, said the Lord of hosts, of a truth, many houses shall be desolate, even great and fair, without inhabitant. Verse 10. Yea, 10 acres of vineyard shall yield one bath, and the seed of an homer shall yield an ephah. Verse 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till wine, Salakia, inflame them. Verse 12. And the harp, and the viol, the tabret, and pipe, and wine are in their feasts, but they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operation of his hands. Verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself, and opened her mouth without measure, and their glory, and their multitude, and their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
Khan, Most High in Christ. All right, I imagine which means to stand. All right, young man Darnell, state your registry.
Young man Darnell, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasharala.
Young man Darnell, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasharala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatha.
Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Barakatah. Your Shabia is meant to be true. All right, we're gonna start at verse 15 in the Hebrew. Waya Shak, Adam, Waya Shapal, Ayash, Wa Aishayanya, Wagabayam, Palana, verse 16. Waya Gaba, Yahweh, Tazabaawa, Bama Shapat, Waha'al, Hakwadawash, Nakwadam, but does a slack it, but does a dock, slack it, but does a slack it, but to the qua. Verse 17. Wara'awa, Kabashiam, Kadaba, slack it, Kadabarma, Kodabaram, Salakia. It'd be the bar. All right, Salakia about that. The bar, cut the bar, what Karab, Makyam. It's like a Makayam. Let me see. Garyam. Ya Akarwa. Verse 18. Wahaya Mashakya. Wa Ba Khabarya. It's like a Hashawa. Ka I Bawa. It's like a Waka I Bawa. Wahadala. Khata'a. Verse 19. Wa Amayam. Yamahar. Yasha. Ma'ai Shahawa. Lama'ain. Nara'a. Was the Korab. It's like it was the Korab. Was the Ba'awa. I Tazab. Quarawash. Yasha Allah. One of the I. Verse 20. Hawaya. Wa Amayam. Larai. Tarab. Wala Tarab. Rai. Shamyam. Khashak. La Awar. Kashak La Awar. Wa Awar. La Khashak. Shamyam. More. It's like it La Mathawak. One of the Wak. Lamar. Verse 21. Verse 21. Hawaya. Hakamyam. Ba'ayan Yaham. One of God. Panyaham. Nabanyam. All right, go ahead and get into English.
Isaiah chapter 5 in the English, verse 15. And the mean man shall be brought down, and the mighty man shall be humbled, and the eyes of the lofty shall be humbled. Verse 16. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God that is holy shall be sanctified in righteousness. Verse 17. Then shall the lambs feed after their manner, and the waste places of the fat ones shall strangers eat. Verse 18. Woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as if it were with a cart rope. Verse 19. That say, Salakia, let him make speed and hasten his work, that we may see it, and let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw nigh and come, that we may know it. Verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Verse 21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight.
Most High in Christ. Amadium, which means to stand. Young man Darnell, Yasabia, you can be seated. Young man Kenny, take the registry.
Young man Kenny, Yahawada, Bun Yahawada, Slakia, Bun Yashrala.
Young man Kenny, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yashala.
Yahawaba Shimya Sabarakta.
Yahawaba Shim Yahushabakata. All right, Yashabia, this could be now, we can be seated. Most High in Christ. Tarab reading, by the way, y'all. Tarab reading. I'm gonna finish this. Start at verse 22, and I'm gonna go all the way to 30, since thou end the chapter. All right.
Con out of one con.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Hawiyah, Gabawab, it's like it, Gabawarium, Lashawah, Lashatawah, Yayan, Wa Anashya, Khayal, Lamasak, Shakar. Verse 23, Matata de Yakya, Rashai, Iqab, Shachad, what Tata de Guaf, Tata de Yak, it's like a Tata Dakyum. Yes, Yarwa, Mamunwa. Verse 24. Lakan, Akal, Kwash, Lashawan, Asha, Wakashash, Lahaba, Yarapa, Sharash, Sharasham, Kamak, it's like Kamak, Yahaya, wa Parakma, Ka Arabak, it's like Ka Abak, Ya Allah, Kaya, Ma'aswa, it's like Ma'aswa, Ah, Thawaraf, Yahweh, Tazaba'awa, Ra'af, Amortha, it's like a Amaraf, Quadawash, Yasha Allah, Na'atazawa. Verse 25, Al Khan, Khara, Ap, Yahweh, Ba'imwa, Wayat, Yadwa, Alywa, Waya Kahawa, Waya Ragaz, it's like a Waya Garazwa, Hahayim, Wathaya, Nabal thumb, Nabal thumb, Kazawacha, Bakorab, Kawatazawat, Bakal, Zaaf, La'a, Shab, Atwa, Ma'aiwad, Yadwa, Batazawaya. Verse 26. Wanasha, Nas, Lagarium, it's like a Lagarium, Marakarak, Washarak, Lawa, it's like a Lawa, Makataza, Ha'arataza, Wahana, Ma'ara, it's like a Mahara, Qual, Yabawa. Verse 27. Ayan, Ayap, Ayan, Kawal, it's like a Kawashal, Bawa, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Wala'a, Napathak, it's like a Napathak, as a war, Kalaptazaya, it's like a Kalaptazawa, Wala'a, Nathak, Shawarak, Na Ilayawa. Verse 28. Ashar, Khatazayawa, Shanawanyam, Wakal, Koyashathath Yawa, the rock, the Rockwa, Paraswa, Sawas Yawa, it's like a Sawas Yawa, Katazar, Katazar, Nachashabwa, Wagalagal Yawa, Kawasap, it's like a Kasawapa. Verse 29. Sha'agar lawa kalabaya'a washa'agar. It's like it washa'ag yasha'ag kakapayar wayan. It's like it wayan. It's like it wayanham waya akhataz. It's like it waya akhaz tazarak waya palayat Ra'ayan Matazayal. Verse 30. Wayanaham Alyuwa Bayawam Hahawa'a Kanahama Yam Wanabat La'arataza Wahana Khashak Tazaor Wa'awar Khashak Ba'arayap Yaha. All right, go ahead and finish it out in the English.
Khan out of one Khan. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 22. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Verse 22. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine and men of strength who mingle strong drink. Verse 23. Which justly the wicked for reward, which justified the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Verse 24. Therefore, as the fire devoureth the stubble, and the flame consumeth the chaff, so their root shall be as rottenness, and their blossom shall go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts, and despised the word of the Holy One of Israel. Verse 25. Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against his people, and he hath stretched forth his hand against them, and hath smitten them. And the hills did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Verse 26. And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. Verse 27. None shall be weary nor stumble among them. None shall slumber nor sleep. Neither shall the girdle of their loins be loosed, nor the latchet of their shoes be broken. Verse 28. Whose arrows are sharp, and all their bows bent. Their horses' hoofs shall be counted like flint, and their wheels like a whirlwind. Verse 29. Their roaring shall be like a lion. They shall roar like young lions. Yea, they shall roar and lay hold of the prey, and shall carry it away safe, and none shall deliver it. Verse 30. And in that day they shall roar against them like the roaring of the sea. And if one look into the land, behold, darkness and sorrow, and the light is darkened, and the heavens thereof. Concludes the reading.
The water. No sound.
Ayanda Bar.
All right. Amadium, which means to stand. Young man Darnell, state your registry. Book for sure.
Young man Darnell, Ban Yawahada, Yan Wahawada, Ban Yasharala.
Young man Darnell, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yashala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatha.
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh the Shabbat, which means to be seated. All right, we're going to be in Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. Verse 1. Bashanah, Mawah, Hamalak, Azahayawa, Slakir, Isaiah Yahweh, Isaiah Yahweh, Wa'ara, Adanya, Yashab, Al, Kasa, Ram, Wana Sha'ah, Wala Shawal Yuwa, Mala Ayam, Yakal. Verse 2. Slaki, verse 2. Shabar, Slaki Sharapium, Imadium, Slaki Imadium, Mama Al, Lawa, Shasha, Kanapium, Shasha, Kanapium, La'akad, Bashafium, Yakasa, Panyua, Wabashafyum, Yakasa, Ragal Yuwa, Wabashafyum, I will pop. It's like it. I will pop. Verse 3. Wakara, Za, Al, Za, Wa Amor, Quatawash, Yahweh, Tazaba'awa, Tazaba'awa, Mala'a, Kal, Ha'arataza, Kabawadwa. Verse 4. Wayanaiwa, Amawat, Hasapyam, Makawal, Hakawara, Saki Hakawara, Ra'a, Wahabayat, Saki Wahabayat, Yamala'a, Aishan. Verse 5. Wa Amor, Awaya, Laya, Kaya, Nadam, Saki Nadamayat, Kaya, Ayash, Tama'a, Shapapyam, Ankaya, Slaki Anakaya, Waba the rock, Aim, Tama'a, Shapapyam, Anakaya, Yawashab, Kaya, Hamalak, Yahweh, Tazaba'awa, Ra'aya, Ainya. Verse 6. Waya'ip, Alya, Achad, Man, Hasharapyam, Slaki Hasharapyam, Wabashad, Slaki Wabayadwa, Ratazapa, Ba Malakwapyam, Lakwak, Ma'al, Ha Hamazabak, Hamazabak. Verse 7, Wayarai, Al, Paya, Waya Amor, Hana, Nagai, it's like a Nagai, Za, Al, Shapafika, Wasar, Iwanka, Wakata'a, Ka, the car, it's like the kapar. All right, go ahead and get those 7 verses, Brother Kusha.
Khan al Rakan. Isaiah chapter 6 in the English, verse 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Verse 2. Above it stood the seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With the twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. Verse 3. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. Verse 4. And the posts of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Verse 5. Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Verse 6. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongues from off the altar. Verse 7. And he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this have touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged.
Most High in Christ. All right, Ahmadium, which means to stand. Ahmadium. All right, young man Darnell, Yashab, you can be seated. Young man Kenny, state your registry.
Young man Kenny, Yahawada, Bun Yashala.
Young man Kenny, Bun Yahawada, Bun Yashala.
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Sabarakatah.
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Yashabium, which means to be seated. All right, we're going to finish out these. We're going to finish up the chapter in the Hebrew, starting from verse 8. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Wa'ashamai. It's like Wa'ashamai. Kawal. Adanya. Amor. Maya. Ashalak. Wamaya. Yalak. Yalak. Lanawa. Wa'amor. Hananya. Shalachanya. Verse 9. Waya Amor Laka. Amorath La'arim Hazah Shemai Shemawai. It's like Shemawai Wa'al Dabayanwa Ra'awa Wa'al the Daiwa. Verse 10. Hashaman Laba Ha'aim Hazah Wa'azanyawa Hakabad. It's like a Hakabad Wa'ayanyawa Hashai Pan Yara'ah Ba'ayanyawa Ba'azanyawa Yashamai Wala Babwa Yabyan Washab it's like it Warapa Lawa. Verse 11. Wa Amor I Mafia Adunya Waya Amor I Ashar Sha'awa I Rayam Ma'ayan Yawashab Wabafyam Ma'ayan Adam wa Adama Dasha'a Shamama. Verse 12. Warak, it's like a Warakak Yahweh Af Ha Adam Waraba. It's like a Waraba Wa Azava Waba Makorab Ha Arataza. Verse 13. Wa I wad Baha I Shar Yaha Wa Shabah Wa Hayafha. It's like it Wahayatha, Ba'ir, Ka'ala, Waka'alawan, Ashar, Basilaka, Matazabat, Zarai, Kodash, Matazabat. It's like in Matazabasa. All right, go ahead and finish down in English, biblical shot.
One time. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. Verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Verse 11. Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. Verse 12. And the Lord have removed men far away, and there'll be a great forsaking in the midst of the land. Verse 13. But yet in it shall be a tent, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a teal tree, and as an oak whose substance is in them. When they cast their leaves, so the holy seed shall be the substance thereof. Conclusion of the reading.
Most High Christ, Khan, Most High Christ, reading by the verse 2 as well. Most High Christ. All right. Amadium, which means to stand, not just me up here. All right. So this will so what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the same steps that I did in the beginning, starting from the chalice of wine. All right. So I'm gonna take the chalice of wine. I'm gonna have it in my left hand. I have my left hand extended out, and my right hand over my left chest, with like as a fist. La Yashala. Imadia, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakwadam, and face the east. All right, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. All right. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kwadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Daba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamaya, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawak Nawa, Wala'a, Wabiya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abor, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, La Awalamyam, Amad. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Ahahayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'ayim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Al Yanawam, Shamoraka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yashan, Shawamor Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamoraka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamoraka, Makal Rai, Yashamor, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Tadaaka, Waba wa'aka ma'aita wa'ai I will aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither stumble nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. We get Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, al damayalaka, al tachorash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, al yabdika, yahama yawan, ra'ash, al la'imaka, ya arayamwa, sawad, wayata ya'ai tazawa, al tazapawandika, amora, lakawa, Monakakidam, Magoya, Wila'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yakhadwa, Audika, Baryaf, Yakoratwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayasama'alayam, Mawa'aba, Wahagoyam, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palasha, An Yashabya, Tazawar, Gama Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawai, Labandi Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayabyan, Banachal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayasamwa, Narayamawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabat, Wakazalmana, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amorwa, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Afna Awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayasamwa, Kagawala, Kakwash, Lapanya Baka, Ka'ash, Taba'ira Ya'ira, Wakalaaba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Taradatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasawapatka, Babahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalahan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayai, Waya Khaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'ayawa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yuwan, Al Kala, Rataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also was joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the book of Kasai, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, with their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as the Munah, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burner for wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. We're going to get the prayer. We're going to get the prayer of the curses. All right. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that's against us, the prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force the riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governors of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Harvey Kamikaze, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street, Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction for all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro, consume them. Let the plagues take the house of the thief and the murderer. May Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come glad with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to think that thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. God, which means return. For the sisters, Yashab Yun. For the sisters only, Yashab Yun. The brothers, you can still stand. Men of Israel are going to give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Brother Thumb.
Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah, Barak.
All right, Yad Yamatah, meaning hands down. Saw, turn to the sisters, men of Israel. We're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadam Shabbat, Amadu, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatan Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shemai, Latah, Bash, Yahweh Shai.
Yad Yamatah. With that, class dismissed.